Okay, welcome. So I'm going to try something new here. Thank you guys for tuning in to the Maniac Modeler, whatever. So I'm just trying something new here. I'm like, you know what? I have equipment, I have sound equipment, and I have a green screen. Why don't I use it? So, bam. So, I have been working on these models for months now. And in no way am I professional, but I am in the community. Like, I even signed up to get my IPMS membership. Like, it was like $30 or something like that. And I've been going to conventions, meeting people, and I love the community. It's a great community. And I'm just so inspired by the art itself of like building, miniatures. And it doesn't even matter. Like, I started out with muscle cars, and then I did planes now, and I did a ship, and now I'm looking into other things. I've even gotten into Warhammer 40K, which is like another cool thing because they're painting like miniatures. And so here's the thing. I got into this. I've been building models. Like, I started building models when I was a little kid. Like, I was like, I think the first model I built, I was like 10, and it was, my dad got it for me, and it actually had like a little motor in it. So, but I didn't know what I was doing, and I did it all by myself, and I ended up messing up and just playing with the little motor. And I think the next model I built after that, I was like 12, and it was a Dodge Viper, and it was like the coolest thing ever. And it was a red one, so it wasn't. So I didn't even like finish that one. So I actually, like I said, I've been doing models since like the '90s, since I was a kid, and so the first model that I actually completed was a Plymouth Duster, and I ended up taking that apart. And then I finished a Peterbilt tractor, and I didn't even like it. So officially, the first one that I built, the first model car that I built was the Shelby GT 1967. The one from that Nicolas Cage movie. And I'm just like, all right, this looks like crap, but let me just keep going because you're just gonna get better and better and better. And so what I find is that I'll be doing good. I'm like, I'm taking my time, and and I'm just doing, I'm doing the craft. It's the journey, But I find that I'm such an immediate gratification guy that I start losing patience, and I'm like, all right, I got to build this like right now, and it ends up looking like crap. But I will say that within doing that, I have become better, even though even though I'm a fast builder. That's just the way I am. I don't know how guys can spend months on one thing. It would drive me nuts. However, I do want that kind of patience. I think it's very helpful to have that kind of patience to just like, really just put in, just enjoy the journey, because I think that's what modeling is half about, is the journey, and then the destination, and that is showing off the models or even competing in events, which those are like super fun because and the great thing about these conventions is I like buying from the vendors because a lot of these vendors are collectors, and they have kits that are like hella old. Like, I got a Judge Dredd kit that is about 60 years old, and a Terminator 2 kit that's about 30 years old. And it's the T-1000 robot, the Robert Patrick one. If any of you that know that, I am a huge, huge Terminator 2 fan. Like, it's one of my favorite movies, and yeah, like, I know trivia that nobody should know about that. It's ridiculous. So, okay, this is how ridiculous of a fan I am. So, I don't know if you remember where the bad robot kills the cop in the beginning and takes his clothes, and he goes into the car, and he finds John Connor's address. I actually looked up that address. It doesn't exist, but the city is real, Reseda. I used to live in Reseda, and I'm like, I was like, how about I looked that up and just me do a drive by the house, take a picture. You see, like, this is people like me are why movies now do 555-5555 for like phone numbers, because you got idiots like me that actually call the number. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so anyways, that's a little like confession I'm saying on myself. But yeah, so I like going there because you meet collectors and you going to these, you meet collectors and you find these old kits. Sometimes they're like too old to even work on, and I didn't even know that was a thing. I got a Revell Corsair. I think it's Revell. I got a Corsair, and I wanted to build a Corsair because I like the way the wings go up, and I'm a fan of aircraft carriers, which I believe that Corsair is on, and the wings go up because the space. And anyways, so I'm trying to build this thing, and the model is so old that it's crumbling in my hand, and I was just like, dude, I can't work on this. So I ended up putting it back in the box, and part of me wants to throw it away, but I have this thing where I don't throw models or boxes away. But I'm like, this is not going to benefit me. I can't use the sprues. It's just too. So I'm just going to throw it away. So I'm going to throw it away straight up. See, I threw it away. So anyways, I ended up buying another Corsair, and it was a Revell, and again the same thing happened where I got impatient towards the end, and I didn't even like do the part of the kit where you could fold up the wings. I just said, you know what, let me just make it straight out and blah blah blah, this that and the other, and I just lost patience, and so I ended up getting another Corsair, but this time by Tamiya. And I will tell you right now that though I haven't fully built a Tamiya kit, I am a Tamiya fanboy, and I don't know how I feel about that. It's like I'm naturally a hype beast, and if any of you guys know what that is, a hype beast is somebody who wears expensive street clothing. Like they'll spend like $500 on sneakers, $200 on a T-shirt, just because of the name. It's like a hype beast type thing. And so I'm kind of a hype beast in the modeling community. So I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, Tamiya, like that's the, anytime you want to get anything Tamiya, like they're like quality. And I'm hearing this from experts who've been building for like, 20, 30, 40, 50 years. And they're like, oh, Tamiya is a great brand, this, that, and the other. And I have to be honest, this is the funny thing about assumptions. So I know that most of the modelers that are out there that put themselves out there are like white dudes. And a lot of them seem to be like good old boys. So you think that they only mess with American products. And so my assumption is that they only mess with like Monogram, Revell, AMT, like all, and a lot of them are like, yeah, we like Airfix, we like Hasegawa, Fujimi, Tamiya, like, and I'm just like, okay, that's my bad. This is like the negative perception that society has put on me of like other white people. You don't know what people are thinking. Don't assume anything. So that's my bad for assuming that white modelers only like American, like, stuff. It's an art. And art, there's no room for ignorance in art. And so that's just my little tidbit on that nonsense. So right now, I just finished building a Land Rover Series 3 109. And when I first got it, I was in love with the kit. I'm like, oh, this is beautiful. And I'm building it. And I look at the interior and I'm like, this is so damn ugly. Like, so ugly. And I'm just like, I just kind of started losing patience. However, the one thing that I'm happy that I did was I did the suspension well. I struggle with doing suspension on cars. Like, that's where I mess up because they're so flimsy, and a lot of times the way they design the car is for you to be able to like make the car, make the wheels like turn, or even like, like turn right or left, or even like move forward and backwards and stuff like that. And I ended up just gluing it all together, and it's like a complete mess. And like the construction just down there is just disgusting. And so I'm getting better with suspension. I do need to work on building like engines, like getting better with engines. I'm not good with engines. I want to get to the point where I'm able to like do wire work really well, and like do brake lines, like really get into those details. And I know that I'm like asking a lot, and it seems like not necessary. But here's why it's necessary for me. I need to learn patience, and I need to learn how to not be fixed on immediate gratification. Like my background is acting and stand-up comedy, and stand-up comedy is closer to what this stems to, because with stand-up comedy, you write jokes, you go up there, and you get laughs. Most of the time. Sometimes you don't, but it's that immediate gratification. Like it's like right then and there. It's not like acting where you're working on a set for like 6 months or to a year, and then like the following year or the year after the movie comes out, and you're like at a film festival, and so it's like live performances, I just think it's something I need to learn patience. I really do, because I find that when I'm one of those people that can do things well, but I don't have the patience to really like I don't give myself the time to do them that well. You see what I'm saying? Like I know that I can build a model that could end up competing at an IPMS event, but I just don't like. I end up losing patience and just like yeah, and I just like what? Let me stop doing that and really take my time. And I don't have any excuses except one. I'm legally blind. Like I'm completely blind in my left eye, and I have 2150 vision in my right eye. So I can't see that well. But I don't let that stop me. As you see, like I set everything up here myself. Like I set up this wrinkled ass green screen with the lights and all this other stuff. And so like I try not to let, things limit me. I'm just like, let me just, do what I can. And even with the models, like what I use these Magnify glasses, these are 6X. If you know of any like glasses that magnify more than 6X, please let me know, because I am like struggling with these. Again, I'm like 2150. I have no peripheral vision. And so, this is, and I feel, my theory is that when I work on these small things, that is going to help me with my vision, and I think it has. Like my vision has gotten better since in the past year. Don't tell anybody, but I've been doing some driving, and I find that like I'm more cognizant than my parents. I stopped my mom from getting in a car accident, and I'm like, okay, yeah, this is, that's it. And I think what happened is that the last surgery I had, it was a vitrectomy. It's like where they're reattaching the retina, and they put this thing in your eye called a square buckle, a band, and it squeezes the eye. And I think that's what's causing me to struggle with focusing on things at first. But I went to the eye doctor last week, and I saw that my eye was starting to do that focus thing, and I'm like, okay, that's good. I haven't had that done in I don't know how long. So I think I'm gaining like strength in my eyes back. So for those of you out there, keep me in your prayers, keep me in your thoughts, and this, that, and the other. However, I want to get back to what I really want to say, and that is I'm struggling to decide what my next build is going to be. All right. So the first picture I have here is the Mi-23ML Flogger. So it's Russian plane, and I think it's really cool. However, it's 700 pieces, and I don't know if I have the patience for that, and I don't want to mess this up because it's a very expensive kit, and I don't want to like whatever, and then have a bunch of sprues with pieces on it, and you're just like, bruh, it's supposed to be on a plane, like I don't want to do that. And so I also have this what is it? The Lockheed Martin F-35B Lightning II. This is a Tamiya kit, and what I'm amazed about with this kit is that of how large it is. This is the 172 scale, and like it looks like a 148 easily, and I'm like, this is a big ass plane, and so I thought that was pretty cool, and I fiddled with it, but I never actually built anything. I was like, let me hold off on this right now. I also have this ship, the 1808 or something like the something. You see the name here, and what's crazy is that this is all wood. This is actual wood. Like I went through the case and it's all wood. I mean, the sails are canvas. It's damn near a real ship, and I don't know how I'm going to build it because I looked at the instructions, and the instructions are written out. There's no like, do this, do it's like there's no visual diagram. So I might end up selling this. I don't know if I want to put this on a list of building because this is way beyond my concept or my experience. I also have here this Gremlin. I got this from an Orlando convention. I think it's an interesting looking car, a little hatchback, and I mean, it's okay. I mean, I'm not like, oh, this thing is, it's like whatever. Also, we have here the U.S. or the Enterprise from Star Trek. This is a big ass kit, and I got this from Orlando as well. And I'm just like, I have ideas for this because I have like a roll of right here. I have this roll of LED lights, and I'd like to put this in the ship and have it light up. And I'm thinking I need to get a few more builds under my belt. Like right now, I'm sitting at about 12 builds, and I've gotten better with each of them, but I don't think I'm there yet. So I think I need to wait until about build 25, build 30 to really, attack something like that. But it's on the list. So if you want me see me build it, I'll build it. I also have here this 1976 Chevy van. What's cool about this 1976 Chevy van is that the top of the van is removable. So I think it gives you space for customizing. So I'm going to flock the bottom, flock it to give it that carpet look, because I think it'd be really cool. And I'm getting better with flocking, so I really want to do well with the interior, and I really want to do well with the interior and the engine. I really have high hopes for this. I even went and got me some future floor wax, which I hear modelers keep talking about to get that professional finish, that shine. And I will do some bare metal foil, and I luckily found a cheaper way to do it. I'm not going to buy bare metal foil. I'm just going to use aluminum foil because it's pretty much the same damn thing. And I have Q-tips to really try to work it out. If you've never done bare metal foiling, try to do it. It's not easy. But the what's the word? The payback is phenomenal. So yeah, I think you would do yourself a service of trying to bare metal foil things, because it's actually really cool. So I'm all for bare metal foiling. It just makes the car look that more realistic. Looks like you got all chrome and everything. It just looks like a real car. It's like it's really incredible. I'm trying to think, what other builds do I have that I have on the list. I can't think of anything. If I do, it's going to be up on a green screen here. But if you want to support me, hit me up on my Patreon. Yeah, there's no tiers, and if you put in as little as $1, you get access to everything. So what I'm going to do there is, I think I'll just do my live events there, like all my lives on the Patreon. I'll have, we can, have discussions, and I will pick, a monthly winner to win one of my bills. I mean, that's like I know like I'm not like that experienced to be like let me not sell myself short. People might like my bills. I don't know, but I think the idea of you getting a bill from someone who's practically blind, they'll be like, man, that thing looks like shit. Yeah, but the guy who made it is legally blind. It's like, oh well, that's amazing. Like I don't know. It's art, and I want to share it with people. So I'll have a monthly drawing to give out my bills to people, and all of my social media. I have 2 Instagram accounts. I have a Twitter account, and yeah, just follow me up on there. I'll have like pictures of my bills and things like that. On my main account is where I have my comedy sketches, and that's my personal stuff. But I have a lot of comedy sketches and silly things like that, and I'm crazy. Like I even have a picture of me in a bikini on that Instagram account. It's dumb. Anyways, thank you guys so much for giving me your eyes and your attention, and I hope you guys have a lovely day, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Deuces.